So hey, Frank Paris here again. This is the finished product, the finished animatronic puppet, and it's built by me. I've been building robots and puppets for many, many years, but I wanted something small, portable that I could take with me to a party or a promotion, a company promotion that would be portable and would stand in a corner or in a location that people could walk by and see it, and I can interact with it. Of course, this is a homemade job, so the puppet is not the greatest looking puppet in the world, but I thought it would be unusual to make something like this. And don't say no. It's unusual. Don't say no. What are you doing? You don't say no. This is cool, and you're cool. So anyway, the puppet is dressed now. It was undressed, and I have it plugged in to a 5-volt power source because the brains of the puppet is a small unit here called the Pico 3 Talk by frightprops.com. It's a $109 item that gives you the ability to plug in an audio source and also remove the audio source to a Bluetooth speaker or a plug-in speaker, which happens to be this guy right here. And as I said, I have taken this and put it up on YouTube as completely undressed. I wasn't planning on showing that, but I figured, I'm not selling these anymore unless somebody twists my arm, because they're a lot of work to make. And so I just figured I'd update the one that I have here, which is my personal one, and I would show it to you guys out there in video land. A ventriloquist could use this, a magician could use this, comedian could use it. It could be used in point of sales. It could be used at a bar mitzvah, as a meet and greet as they walk in, the families and things like that. Although we haven't been doing too many of those things. And basically the components are a Bluetooth speaker, the Pico 3 Talk unit, like I said, which is $100 over at frightprops.com. A wireless microphone like this by Samsung with a wireless receiver by Samsung. And what's happening here is I'm transmitting my voice from here, okay, to the receiver. It comes out of the receiver, goes into something called a pitch shifter. This one's made by Boss, B-O-S-S. These are really no longer available for sale as new. People have them and they're refurbished and they're selling them on eBay. And it allows you to take the voice that you want to and adjust it, your voice or somebody else's voice, and give it a pitchy sound. And that would be
something like this. Okay, so
this is the high one. That's the high-pitched voice. And if I wanted to, I could bring it down to the
Darth Vader voice. I could come all the way down to his voice.
So that's what's the cool thing about the pitch shifter. Now the pitch shifter is used by bands, people who play musical instruments, sort of to get the twang in their guitars and their musical instruments.
So it comes in pretty handy.
For a voice, all right? This one you can see up there, I think it's a PS6. This is my favorite one. It is anywhere from $80 to $150, depending on the condition. And like I said, they don't make these anymore, but you can get a Chinese version or a Japanese version of the pitch shifter, portable 9-volt version, for about $50 or $60. There's a company making them, but they're not located in the United States, but they're being sold on Amazon and on eBay. for I think 50 or 60 bucks. Okay, and that takes care of the voice that you see, and it's using this little tiny guy. Now this guy here is used for weddings. The microphone is used for weddings. They take the mic and they hang it on the bride and the groom. It comes with a clip. I took the clip off. And the receiver, okay, the receiver is attached to the videographer's camera, okay, and the receiver's output from the mic goes into the receiver and out of the receiver into the videographer's video camera, okay, and it's very convenient because it's got a low footprint. Now this is the airline series. They don't make these anymore, but if you do see an A1 transmitter and receiver and it looks like it's in great shape, buy it, because this is the best little guy that you could possibly own if you're looking to conserve space. Now you can buy something like this that's cheap, that's maybe 150 bucks if you want. This was more like 250 or 300 when I got it years ago. And it served me well, and it's still serving me well. But you can buy something like this and just look under the, at B&H Photo or on Amazon or on eBay, and ask for the videographer wireless mic system for video camera, okay? And you will find something similar to this, and they range in prices anywhere from, I guess, 150 bucks on up, all right? If you're a broadcast engineer and you've got a camera, a broadcast camera, you may spend a couple $1,000s on something like this, maybe more. All right, so that's basically all I want to do, is spend the time on this. I don't want to waste any more time. There's a 12-volt power supply. Now, the 12-volt power supply is used, and I can use a smaller one, but this is a 1.3 amp power supply, which should get me through 3 or 4 hours of a bar mitzvah or something. And I always bring a backup, fully charged. And this power supply, if it's not enough, you can get a power supply like this, which is a 12 volt. Let's see, how many amps is this? 12 volt, 5 ampere battery. This is a 1.3, and this will get you through 5 shows. You'll just need to have a battery charger, and you'll have to charge either the little guys or the big guys before an event. All right, so now that battery power, this 12 volt battery, is wired in with a switch, and this wired in power pack, 12 volt battery, 1.3 amp, goes from the switch to the receiver. And you say, what, another receiver? And I say, yes, the receiver is for this guy. And what does this do? Well, I think I mentioned it when I was showing you this thing. It takes my puppet, okay, and lifts it. Oh, I gotta turn it on. Huh. That's why the switch is there. Hold on a second. Let me turn on the switch. Okay, so now we got the switch on. When I hit the button, my mic is in the way, so that's why you hear that noise. Okay, it goes all the way up. Oh, okay, his pants are falling down. I got to do a little wiring in there. Since these are servos, by the way, the servo is the mouth servo, and the second servo, which is only 2, makes the head move back and forth intermittently, and that's using the Pico 3 unit. Give me a second here. I'm trying to get this thing on here. That's the Pico 3 unit. Takes 2 servos, one for the mouth and one for the eyes, and I'm using the eyes port to make the head turn independently. Normally there would be, if it was a servo eyes, if there were servo eyes, the eyes would be moving back and forth. But I'm using it for the neck, okay? And we get maybe 3 servo extensions. I don't have one handy to show you, but you can buy those. That's these guys right here. So that when I go all the way up,
I'm not gonna go all the way up, but when I go all the way up, the servo extensions will give me
the space that I need so that they won't pop out. I also tape the servo extensions together so that they won't pop out. And basically, I can't really do this now, but I could try to pull up his pants and then cover him. But normally when this thing goes all the way up, it's not all the way up. Let's see if we can get it to go all the way up. There we go. Okay, so it goes all the way up. It would be the two servo extensions would be connected. The two extra servo extensions would be connected to the unit, so that I would get the up and down motion without the resistance of losing the plug-in because there wasn't long enough servo extension. So I'm going to bring it back down. Okay, so the servo extensions is a good thing to have. So you buy a package of servo extensions for connecting servos where you want to run an extra line, sort of like an extension cord. Okay, so the servo extensions connect to the Pico 3 ports. You've got the mouth, you've got the eyes, and this is a power port from portable battery, a hobby battery, which I'm charging right now, so that I don't have to keep it plugged in. And that, depending on how many milliamps you get. Okay, you want to get a 4 volt, a 5 volt, or a 6 volt max, okay, to plug into the Pico 3, torque, because anything past 6 volts will fry your servos. I learned the hard way, so that's it. 4 or 5 or 6 volt power pack, okay, and you will be able to power this thing for 3 or 4 hours, and that should be enough time. You can always plug a new one in if you have to, so buy 2, and they're not that expensive. Okay, they're at the hobby shops, and you know, they have the standard servo plug-in for the Pico 3 torque unit, and that's the brains. Basically, that's the brains of the unit itself. So the cloth, the material I'm using here, is like a flax type of, I don't know, my wife knows what the name of that material is, but it has a nice blackish blanket type feel to it, you know, and it gives it more character. This is a little piece of red felt, which is not glued in, it's velcroed in, and the eyeballs, if I haven't mentioned it, are gumball capsules, and they stay on the head because in the mechanism that I made for the head, I put a metal plate, and there's little magnets, rare earth magnets in the bottom of these guys. I don't know if you probably can't see them. Oh, stop laughing now. Now you're laughing? I'm trying to talk. Don't laugh at me. Okay, so those little magnets adhere magnetically to the capsules inside and keep it on the metal plate so they don't move around. And the hat, don't ask me where I got the hat. I bought a stuffed animal snake once online, and that was the hat that was on it. And the snake kind of got old, but the hat didn't. And I just stuffed it with styrofoam, and I put that on there with Velcro, but it's a cool hat. It makes the damn puppet. Okay, so that's basically it. So again, wiring, not such a big deal. You got to wire a switch in for your I didn't mention this already. I did on part 1. This is an automobile antenna. You can see it down here. But this isn't just any automobile antenna. This one's like 125, 130 bucks. This is a Porsche, P-O-R-S-H-E, Porsche antenna. It has the smallest fingerprint when it's closed. Okay, let me just put it down here. It's only about 9 inches, but of course I've added the head and everything else, so it's a little high. It's probably 12 inches. Okay, and now what's driving the antenna going up and down is this 12 volt power pack. All right, I just wired a switch into it too, and Transmitter is from Gamma, G-A-M-A, Electronics, okay? And it's called a dual diversity motor control switch. And of course, it's got a small footprint. Now, you can spend $12.99, $15 on a dual diversity antenna. Transmitter and receiver on Amazon, but you're not going to get this kind of an antenna on it, and you're not going to get the distance, and you're also not going to get this cool looking receiver. And what you do is you take your car antenna apart, okay, and you remove the plus and minus. You remove the third wire, which is an automatic reversal on your antenna, which comes standard with most of them. You're not going to connect that wire. You're going to connect the red and the black wire with a